Whether you say Aglio e Olio, or Aglio e Olio, or garlic and oil, our pasta today with a side of ridiculously amazing blackened grilled chicken. It's all gonna be awesome. How's that energy level, bitch?
Love it.
Pasta with sauces and tons of cheese and stuff like that is heavy and probably not right for this time of year. But what is right for this time of year is a pasta that at its core is really just olive oil, garlic, a little red pepper flake. That's it. Or as they say in Italy, that's it. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna grill some chicken because you just can't eat pasta. Man cannot live by pasta alone. And I know there's 1,000 people out there right now going, are you fucking kidding me? Of course we could just pasta, pans and pots and just bring it all and shovel it in. Yes. Yes, you can live by pasta alone, but you'll be 6 million pounds and you don't want that. I'm trying to tell you, the weather's getting better, even though it's cloudy as fucking San Diego. We're supposed to have the best weather in the country here. I'm not kidding. Now we're going to get the comments from the people in Florida and Hawaii. No, we have better. No, we have better. Well, guess what, Florida? You have, what's it called?
Humidity.
Humidity, thank you.
Disgusting humidity.
Disgusting humidity. And you do have that Cuban coffee, though. Oh, that's badass. A little bit in the morning. Shot out of a rocket. Best ever. Hawaii, you've got, what do they have? They have the rain. Every afternoon it rains. Oh, it's the afternoon rain. We don't have that here, San Diego. In the whale's vagina, we do not have that. Hawaii also has loco moco. Did we make a loco moco?
We did recently.
Recently. Loco moco. The rice, the beef patty, we did mushrooms, whatever. It's great. Go look for the video. Okay, but enough chatter. If you ask my wife, Kelly, what I do for a living, she'll say, Sam, he talks. And I could talk without cooking for probably 3 hours straight. Which brings me to our podcast that we just started. We've done 2 episodes of, so go watch the podcast. It's not cooking, it's conversing, it's conversation, it's food information. And I make a cocktail now, because why not? Okay, so look, pasta, chicken. We'll get the stuff ready for the pasta, then the chicken, then we'll cook the chicken, then we'll make the pot, and then it will go like this. Ready? So pasta stuff first, and that starts with cutting some garlic. So 3 cloves of garlic we will use for this. But we're going to slice it. So we just want to peel what am I trying to say? Cloves. What is this part?
Paper.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep them relatively. I don't want to break them down too much, because I want to keep them relatively whole, like these guys, these pieces here, right? So a little hit will help you peel. Then all this nonsense comes off. Look, peels off nicely, right? Like that. So then you get to the point where you've got these cloves sitting in front of you, and now we're slicing. And now we want to slice these thin. Okay, take that little piece off. And thin looks like this. So we'll cut them all up like this. Right? Nice little thin pieces, like this. Or as the Italians would say, like this, right? So just do that to your cloves. Thin, 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 thin. Okay, stop doing that now. Just continue till you're all done. These thin little slices of garlic remind me of that scene in Goodfellas when Paulie, the boss, goes to prison, and they're bringing in steaks and lobsters and pasta and whatever, because they got their own little world in there. But he's cutting garlic with a razor blade, so thin that, as they say, it just melts in the pan. Well, this won't melt in the pan, but this will give bigger pieces that will have just really delicious flavor. But there's all kinds of other things going in, so. We good? We done shooting? We done for the day? Can I go home? Oh, we have more to do. Okay, parsley, garlic done. Parsley's next. We just cut it up. And we're using Italian parsley. And look, so I'm gonna use about this much. I'm not sure what the exact measurement of that is. We don't really want the giant stalks and stuff in here. Like, I try not to be too anal about this, so if there's any really obvious ones, take them out, but then we're just gonna chop this up well. And as I do this, I don't know if we've talked about this. Look, my fingers are not like this. They're not like this, they're back. And that lets me use my knuckles as a guide while I'm cutting and keeps my fingertips out of the way of the knife, because you don't want that. That's a bad move, that's an okay move. Once more, bad move, good move, bad move, good move. And so when they're back like that, use them as a guide.
And he clearly never cuts himself.
Okay, so look, okay, so the dick behind the camera had to bring up the fact that I cut myself. Yes, I f***ing cut myself. It happens. I say it all the time. If you're gonna be around knives and hot things, you're gonna get cut and burnt. It's just gonna happen. If you're a lifeguard, you're gonna get wet. It's gonna happen. It's an occupational hazard. Dick. That, by the way, that's not for you. That's for Matt. I should have put it over to the side. That's for Max over there. And we're getting along really well right now, which makes me think this could be potentially a boring episode. I'll try and start a fight in a second. Won't take much. Finish with the parsley though. Then just put this in a bowl. Okay, garlic, parsley, time for the chicken. I believe there's a lot of teaching moments in our episodes. Look, there's a lot of nonsense, no question, but a lot of teaching moments, and this is one. I'm gonna show you what I think is my favorite way, potentially the best way to cook a chicken breast on the grill. I've said it before, you've probably heard it. Allow me to demonstrate. Here's the problem with the chicken breast. It's thick on one side and it's thin on the other. If you cook it so that this thin part is perfectly done, the fat side is underdone. Conversely, if you cook it so the fat side is perfectly done, the thin side is overdone. So what's the answer, Sam? You would be right to ask. The answer is to level the chicken playing field literally. Is that how you, literally? Literally. Literally. I do believe I speak the Queen's English because I'm Canadian and I come from that part of the world that's influenced by England, so I do speak the Queen's English. So, chicken breast here, Ziploc bag here. You open it up. You drop in the chicken breast. You give it a splash of oil. Not a lot, just a little bit. And what the oil's gonna do, once we mix it around, it's gonna prevent this chicken breast from ripping when it gets what's about to happen to it next, which is a pounding. So using something heavy and firm, and in our case, a rolling pin, we're just gonna bash this into flat submission. And look, do yourself and the chicken a favor and don't go crazy on it. This is not your opportunity to take out on the chicken everything that pisses you off about your neighbors, the way they park on the street, their dog. Astro, your dad. I think you had to say that. Jesus. So you want to flatten it, you don't want to murder it, you don't want to pulverize it, you don't want to turn it into a paste. Just an even thickness. And whether it's this thick or this thick, it doesn't matter. What matters is that it's even. Then it will cook evenly. What a concept. Am I here for you or am I here for you? Keep pounding. And over the next 15 to 30 seconds, you'll get an even piece of chicken that you can put on a plate and be proud of. Beautiful. Okay, so you put your chicken on a plate. Lovely, right? Next, we tackle the blackening spices for the chicken. We start with kosher salt, of course. Shit. It's not all over the place, though. Then we add black pepper. Then we add garlic powder. Then we add some thyme. Then some oregano. And yes, I know this is essentially an Italian pasta dish. And I could use any kind of oregano, but I'm using Mexican oregano because I love it. And honestly, it's less expensive than like the Greek one or the other ones. All right, so then smoked paprika. Oh, I do know from the other day, I said don't pour powdery things from this height, but there's no wind right now, so. Smoked paprika, and we mix. For those of you that have issues with my fingers, I will say as nicely as I can, get over it. The best tools you have are right here at the end of your wrists. You don't have to go in a drawer, you don't have to reach in a cabinet. You don't have to hope that it's clean waiting for you in the dishwasher. They're always right freaking here. Just use them. And remember something. For those of you that are going, gross, he's using his hands. Remember something. You're not eating this. I am. Max is. Jilly is. It's just us. And we're okay with it. And if you have issues with hands, never go to a restaurant ever again. Ever. Continue mixing. All right. Okay, so this dish happens fast. You need everything ready. I'm gonna cook the chicken in a second, but all my pasta stuff is ready to go. So let's get the seasoning on the chicken and then on the grill. We'll start with a little oil. Remember, it's a olio e olio. I don't know, aglio e olio, something. But the olio part is the oil, so I'll continue to use a little bit of the oil on the chicken to help this spice mixture stick. So just a couple little drops of that. Spread it around. And then we add the seasoning blend. And look, we want like a decent amount, okay? So don't be shy. And when I say blackened, I mean, it's not going to be jet black, but clearly it's going to have some big color and honestly, big flavor from all this nonsense that we're putting on here. Make sure it sticks. Give it the flip. Touch more of the oil. Quick spread. And some more. And just make sure everybody's got a little covering. And when it's there, get the grill going, throw the chicken on. And on they go. Lovely and lovely. Look at that color. And if I haven't said this before, that sound that you hear, that sizzling, if your shit doesn't make that noise, your grill is not hot enough. Listen, folks, I think people are scared about using too much heat. I'm telling you, use more. It will make your food better. Crispier, more delicious, more unctuous. Keep the outside crispy where you want it, the inside moist and tender. So after maybe a minute and a half or so, we're ready to give it a little turn. Both, and then this one. So they're not thick, and they've been at room temperature for a little bit of time. They're not going to take long, and that's maybe the best part of this, apart from the fact that they cook evenly. So don't. It's like a geek in the 50s doing this. I should have a piece of tape right there from doing that so many times it breaks. So cooks evenly, doesn't take a long time, gets the way you want it. This is really the way to go. And I was just thinking, I mentioned the podcast. The last podcast, I admitted to smoking marijuana. I mean, within certain conditions. And people were like, oh my God, I knew it. I don't think it was a secret. And then there was like, he does? I can't imagine him smoking. Look, hey, people, I've been smoking a long time. I just need to do it at the right time now. Like if I'm going out to a restaurant, 7 o'clock on a Friday night and I get high, I'm useless. And people will come up and they'll say, love the show, whatever. I'm like, what, dude? What? Wait, what? I can't do that. And if I have a cocktail with that, it's lights out. And I don't mean lights out like I'm asleep. I mean lights out like I'm a fucking idiot. Let's continue with the chicken. It's time to turn it over. Okay, now look. I said blackened, and I didn't mean blackened as in all black. I meant blackened as in lots of color and gorgeous. So let's do this guy. And this little, when you get little pieces like this, there's only one thing to do. Pull them off and eat them. Oh, stop it. Look, there's another one. And another one. Oh my God. And when they're nicely done on both sides, off they go. Oh look, somebody ate a whole bunch out of that section. That's okay. And when they're off and ready where you want them, you cover them with foil, let them stay hot. Now we go to the pasta. Here we are, it's pasta time. My pan is here ready and waiting for the oil, the garlic, the parsley, the pasta. Okay. The pot is ready for the pasta itself, but it needs to be cooked in a really decent amount of kosher salt. So that was one, so maybe 2 fat tablespoons. What's that gonna do? It's gonna, look, pasta does not have a lot of flavor, and that's gonna, it's gonna make the angel hair pasta that I put into this just be great by itself. Of course, there's garlic and oil and parsley and all that shit coming down the line, but it needs a little love, and it gets the love from that. But before we put the pasta in, because I'm using angel hair and it's only gonna take about 3 minutes, I wanna start my garlic going in this pan. We go here first, here we go. So we're gonna go with maybe 1/3 to 1/2 cup of oil. Olive oil. Beautiful, delicious, rich, amazing olive oil, okay? To that, we're gonna add our garlic. And once we put it in, this next part happens fairly quickly, so we wanna be ready. So we start to mix it, and just before it starts to turn brown, which we're getting close, we're gonna add some red pepper flakes, like that. Now we're talking flavor, right? This all gets mixed. And just as it's looking super gorgeous, in comes our parsley like this. Ay, mamma mia, holy sh! It's splattering like a crazy fucking man. Okay, take it off the heat a bit. There goes all the clothes I'm wearing. And my shoes.
Hey, how about my camera?
Oh God, do you need to wipe? Let's take it off the heat for a second. We turn down the heat on the oil and the parsley and the garlic a bit. Now we add our pasta to the water. Angel hair in little gorgeous bundles. In we come, we break it up. We let it do its thing. And in a couple minutes, we're ready to rock and roll. The lightness, the delicate nature of the angel hair makes this perfect summertime food. Look, let it do its thing. We're almost there. And when the pasta's ready, up it comes, it drains. Drain, drain, drain. And into the sauce. With the rest of it. And somebody say it with me now. And we mix. And right at this point, looks like everything's mixed beautifully. We're just gonna take our bowl that the parsley was in and add a little of the pasta water. And this is gonna help make a gorgeous, smooth little sauce for us right here. Look how much more elegant this got. And now we can plate. Let's cut some chicken first though, shall we? Here we go. I'm just cutting like I would for like a salad, Max, right?
Yeah.
Should we have a bite? I mean, I have to have a bite. All right, come on. Look, I know I say that, but the spices, check. The tenderness, check. But the flatness, the even cooking, just do that, please. Let's put this together so we can eat everything all at once. The pasta, the chicken, the bites, I can't wait. And I'm not high. I'm just hungry. There's high hungry and there's hungry, and I'm just hungry. Chicken cut goes on. Oh, come on, you. Look, just spread it out a bit. Love it, love it, love it. This is how I like chicken to be. These thin, perfect little slices that are moist and juicy and tender, and I know people hate the word moist, so maybe I should stop saying that. And now the pasta. So we come along like this, and now there's this thing that chefs do that I struggle with, but I'm gonna try it. So they take like a, what is this, a carving fork. They scoop up a bunch, and then they roll it like this. I don't know if I can do this. Oh man, hold on. Wait for it. And then they lay it right here, Max. Look how beautiful it looks. Look. And now I'm gonna piss everybody on the planet off that's ever made Aglio Olio, garlic and oil pasta. Because this is not supposed to happen. But I want it. Some Parmesan cheese. Everybody goes, you don't put Parmesan cheese on top of Aglio Olio. And I'm like, you just kiss my ass. I'm gonna put on this whatever I want. And I'm gonna add one more thing. Lemon zest. Oh boy. There are Italians pissed off at me all over the place. But for me, it's not about tradition. It's about freaking taste. And that lemon zest is gonna make this thing a 10. We need a bite, Max. And with us being serenaded lovingly by Astro's gardeners, we'll have some of this. One more bite of the chicken. It's got gorgeous color on it, gorgeous. The seasonings, the tenderness, cook chicken like that, please. And now the pasta, and now the pasta. I know I'm not supposed to put the cheese on it. People are gonna shit themselves, and I'm sure I did everything wrong. And oh, the lemon's not right either. Look, for me, it's about flavors, and that's what I want for you. So let's have a bite. Garlic, oil. Aglio e olio. Garlic, first and foremost. You get the red pepper flakes. Fine, you get a little lemon that you're not supposed to get because somebody said you can't put that on. Hey, stop the gardening for a second. I'll give you a bite. Mamma mia. But here's the real test. You take some of the pasta with a bite of the chicken. That's where we're headed. And I'm going to have to yell because they're getting right close up in my ass. Come on. The pasta, this many ingredients. Pasta, garlic, oil, salt, pepper, lemon juice, red pepper flakes. Salt, pepper, you don't count. 5 ingredients. Holy shit. And I'm just dragging this out because the longer I take to finish this episode, the longer it takes for Max and Chili to get some bites of this. But thank you for being there. Thank you for being loyal to us, for watching, for commenting, for subscribing. And look, we can't always answer all the comments. We can't. There's too many. But our podcast this weekend, and pay attention. We don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday, but we'll tell you through our social media, through the Cooking Guy on Instagram and Twitter and whatever. We're going to take Skype calls. You could call and go, hey, idiot, how do I do this? Or we hate you, or whatever. Say what you want. We don't care. I don't care because I'm eating this and you're not. See ya.